So people learning, unlearning, relearning can mean many things to different people. I want to get into this topic because at Living Unapologetically, we see these three things often getting lumped together as people learning something, but they're all a part of learning, but there's different pathways to it and very different experiences depending on who you are, how you grew up, and
Mhm.
just how you experience the world today. And so for us, I think about learning as people learning new information, new skills. You just didn't know much about it or you didn't know anything about it at all. So it's a new information and you process that however you need to process it. And then there's the unlearning piece where there are lots of things that we likely grew up learning or
Mhm.
whatever that looks like for people. But because we are trying to shift behaviors, we also teach people to undo the things that we've been really used to. That
Mhm.
could truly be behaviors, or it could be things that we think. And then the real point that I think we spend a lot of time doing as consultants is the relearning piece. The relearning adds another element to the unlearning in that people are having to face stuff that's challenging and doesn't necessarily align with what they believe to be true.
Mhm.
And they may have to relearn something that is rubbing up against that.
For sure.
And it takes a bit more time to wrestle with that. And not everybody decides, okay, I'm going to completely abandon something that I truly believe in, but there is a process of having to spend the time to unpack, figure out where things came from. What do they really mean? What did they mean? What do they mean now? Is this really helpful?
Yeah.
And so I just like to demystify a bit that there's different parts of the learning process. And I'm curious, I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Is that how you think about things? What comes up for you?
Absolutely. I would completely agree with it that there's a lot of nuances and complexities that go along with the learning, the unlearning, and also the relearning. I feel like there's one aspect of when you talked about the learning part. Hey, I'm ingesting new information, and it's okay. Here it goes. I would say with the unlearning, I literally have to deep within my level of consciousness or my awareness and pull out and almost purge out all of these beliefs, these assumptions, these rules that I have created. Not sometimes not even created, but I have learned over time. You know what I mean? All these messages that we're constantly getting on a daily basis. And I have to really sit there and almost be in the ring with those things. I've been into the ring
I
with
like that. In the
all
ring.
of those assumptions and those beliefs. And I really am picking that apart and really going through this process of this hurts probably sometimes even to see, to put it in there. And sometimes you're battling with that. And I think this is where when you talk about like the relearning aspect of it, where you're rubbing up against, it's okay. A referee or somebody else is coming into that ring where I'm battling with all these things and it can be just really difficult. But I can completely agree with that again with the complexities and with the nuances with all of those things. It's really hard when you are willing to learn information, when you are willing to unlearn, and when you're willing to relearn all those information. It's a really tough thing to do and you will be very uncomfortable while you're doing it.